Real Estate Rewired.
Welcome to Real Estate Rewired with Gus Waite, AI with a Heart. This is a channel where I'm talking to 100 real estate professionals to see why they got into this crazy business, what they love about it, what they don't love about it, where's technology, are they using AI, aren't they using AI, what's working and what's not working. And I couldn't be more thrilled to be talking to Teo, who's down there in Miami. Now, Teo, you are the author of a best-selling book called Keep It Real in Real Estate. You're an athlete. You've been down there selling luxury properties for quite a while. What am I missing? What else is going on in your world?
I mean, you said, I wrote this book years ago, Keep It Real in Real Estate. I did it for, and first of all, thank you for, allowing me to be present to your podcast, and thank you so much for the invitation. And hello, everyone. So I wrote a book, with the idea to help new agents that enter the business. That was my experience, more or less, what I started to do and what I discovered during my journey in real estate. But also, I believe is a great book, for a seasoned agent, and also people, in general, some advice, life advice, etc. I like to train. I did a lot of triathlon. I like to work out at the gym. 2 years ago, I was in Nepal. I was on an expedition to the Ahmad Ablam, and I climbed the Kilimanjaro, ran marathon. So I did some crazy, kind of crazy things.
Well, it's interesting that you mentioned that. I recently read a book called The Crisis of Comfort. And it was written by a man who talked about part of the challenges in our current culture is we're too comfortable. You go from an air-conditioned house to an air-conditioned car, and that he actually on purpose goes on these extreme adventures to basically test his body and recognize how much of that, when he brings back, how necessary it is for us to overcome challenges. So how did you get into the triathlon? Like, was that something as a kid? Is that something that's always been a part of your makeup?
No, I started jogging when I was a kid, like 17 years old. It was easy, just you don't have to join a gym, just to go out there in the park and run. And I enjoyed the activity, and so I ran I ran many events. My best time was in the half marathon in Rome, 1 hour and 20 minutes. It was very very good. And after that, I transitioned to I like all kind of sports, I transitioned to workout and gym. And then when I was here in the States, after we got our son, I kind of stopped training on the gym, and I start jogging again, etc. And then I want to go to the next level. So there was a friend of mine that was training for triathlon, and I just started with a regular bike, and then I bought a bike, and I start to go to the pool, and I got into it, and I like it, and so I did many races, in a triathlon.
And where did you grow up?
I born and raised in Rome, Italy.
Rome, Italy. So how the hell did you make it to Miami into real estate? What was that all about?
Long journey. I moved in the States in 1998. First city, Los Angeles. I met my wife there. We stayed there 1 year. Then we moved to San Francisco. We stayed there another year. I was working in hospitality. We moved in Miami end of 1999. Also working in hospitality. I became personal trainer. Go back, to the things that I like in many sports. So I became personal trainer. I was working at the gym also in San Francisco over here as well, and keep working in hospitality until 2004, where I got my license, and I really started working in real estate in June 2004. That was my I left the hospitality, and I started to work full time in real estate. I give it a try. 3 months, you work, and I keep going, keep selling and renting, etc. And then in 2012, I start my company, Elite Ocean View Realty. So it's about 12 years now.
So it's interesting. Most of us, when we started out in real estate, do you remember, did you have a mentor or did you have someone who was in real estate?
No.
Nothing.
Nothing.
You were like a feral cat out there trying to figure it out on your own.
Correct. Yeah, that's still basically still the same thing. This is why I don't want my agent to end up like, oh, I don't know what to do, etc. This is why we give training to the agent every Monday. I have a Zoom meeting training with them, and then I have my manager, team leader, doing the training Tuesday and Thursday. We have live training at the office end of the month. All these kind of things. They know they can reach out to me anytime, to the manager, to the office, if they need any help. When I start, basically I join a company right away. I know where I was going. I did 3 interviews, but I knew that I want to join this company, and the company gave us like 3-day, half-day training in total, like kind of explaining kind of everything, contract, etc. And then you are on your own, like I believe is the same things today. Many companies, they just got the agents, and they hey, you are on your own. I give leads to the agents as well.
I was going to say, this has got to be interesting because usually it takes 2 or 3 years to kind of figure out what you're doing in real estate, right? Well,
Right.
that brings us right up to 2008 in your history. So how the hell did you navigate that being relatively new in real estate? Like, what was that like?
Right, it was tough when the market crashed 2007. Actually, and this I tell also my agent. I saw the market change in 2006. In 2006, you're going to see because there were no buyers. People they didn't want to buy at that time. They all disappeared. The price was very, very high. A lot of property on the market, and the seller, they still didn't want to lower the price because the cycle was I buy, I sell after 6 months for a 10% gain, etc., etc. It was the bubble. So I noticed this, and I survived. The first months of 2006 was terrible. Then you kind of adjust, and I always did is, I always reach out to people. I don't wait. I remember a conversation with an agent. We have an inspection. The property was under contract in 2006, and the agent told me, "I don't know for you, but everybody disappeared. It's no business. I'm going to the beach." I don't. I'm making phone call. I reach out to people, to tell them about opportunity they can they are still on the market, and so they can buy, or maybe seller they need to sell. There's a lot of people at that time they need to sell the property, otherwise facing foreclosure, and this is what happened then. So I kind of survive. Of course, work on volume instead of price were very high. So instead of closing like 5, 6, 10, 15 deals, you close more during the year. Less price went down a lot, and then until the market rebound, and then you build a relationship with these kind of clients, and then the investor, and then they are out there to sell and then buy again, etc. You kind of survive. Many agents left the business during that time.
And then you started your own agency 4 years after that. 2012, did you say?
2012, yes. I decided to go solo. I was the manager for a big company, 18,000 1,800 agents and 20 offices here in Miami. So what happened then, it was a husband and wife. They have a disagreement, and something happened, so they part away. The company remained to the wife. She was a kind of able to manage at that level. They start to close office, and I saw that coming. So with the other 2 managers, we opened one of the managers at the time had the broker license. So he opened another company, and we transitioned with him with other few agents. I worked with them a year, also as a office manager. And then I went, I part way, and I studied for the broker license. I joined another company for 1 year, 100% company with no office, nothing. I was doing basically everything for the broker. And then I opened my company 2012. I studied immediately after I got my license, and I opened the company. I studied for the post license, the broker license, to maintain the license. And then end of 2012, I start to hiring agents. During that time, between February, March, and November, I was able to hiring like 4, 5, 6 agents. And then after that, end of 2012, I was, I focused on hiring more and more and more agents. And right now we have about 190 agents.
And so let me ask you this. Obviously, every place you've ever worked, there were things that they did well, and there were things that you felt that they could improve upon. So thinking back 12 years now, 13 years, what was the biggest missing link that you felt existed in a brokerage to enable agents to be successful? Like, what weren't they doing that you started to do that made them so successful?
So when I started with this company, Armando the broker was great way to have a relationship with the agent and the clients and the customer, way to handle situation, etc. But that in that company, the technology was kind of missing, and the follow up with the agent, meaning that hey, kind of, I don't want to say day by day, but maybe every week or every month, a touch base with the agent to check where they stand, if they need anything, if they understand the process, etc. That was one of the things. I see.
So mentoring, that one-on-one mentoring you felt was missing.
Correct. That the one-on-one kind of one-on-one mentoring. Somebody that you can rely on if you have a problem, because the company was very big. Remember, 1,800 agents
Right.
at the time. They have manager, 20 office. I was one of the manager. And when I was the manager, I was at the office 3 days a week, and the other 2 days were covered by the other 2 manager. And the agent that came over there to the office and asked me question, and then we review contract, and I was always available on my phone to help them. So this was kind of the missing link for that company. Technology wise, I can see that now more or less all the company they use some sort of technology. There are 3 million things out there in technology, just maybe too many. Even the association, Miami Association of Realtor, that provide us with the biggest association on realtor in the United States, about 60,000 agents. They provide a lot of tools and technology that is kind of also confusing.
Got it. And so then you started to grow, and it's interesting because I think that's one thing that has not changed at all. Is there's always been a tremendous amount of tools available to real estate agents, but I go back to your analogy, right? To me, it would be like the gym. All of these tools are like, I go to the gym and I feel good that I'm there, but if I don't exercise, nothing's going to change.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
So I feel it's the same with technology tools. Yeah, and now more with AI. Every day you're bombarded. We can do this, we can do that. But to actually implement it into your workflow, and this is the thing I'm interested in, Teo. You mentioned hospitality, and that was my background. I went to work in the city in the 70s. My uncle had a restaurant in the West Village. I learned how to work there, wash dishes, scoop ice cream, the nighttime porter. That's where I learned how to work. And there is an element of, if you've done this long, there's something about this business that you love. And there's probably also something about this business that you've never loved, right? That's frustrating, annoying. So what about this do you love? What about real estate and owning a brokerage and mentoring agents and doing what you do you love?
Great question. I love help people. If he's an agent, I love help the agent, to flourish, to have success. I have agents now that I have in my office, that some sort of gift that they gave to me, recognize me, and this agent is a manager in another office now, evolved. I have another agent that now sell multi-million-dollar property. So they evolve, that they become a manager and brokers and for other companies. So I love help people. help agent to become successful, even if they don't stay with me. It's fine. Life is this is one of the things that I love is business. I try to retain them. I have agents that have been with me from the start, from 11 years now, and I have agents that they went different way, different path for different reason. Everybody, I can assure you, 19.9% of the agent, they still love me and think of me like I was their mentor. I love help people to buy their first property, buy the property they want. I love help people when they have to sell, to help them sell the property fast for top dollar. I love the process. I love the fact that there's always something different in real estate. You never stop have a situation. I have 20 years now in the business. There is always something new. Mm-hmm. Just like a few weeks ago, I was telling my agent during the training that months ago happened to me. Something happened that was kind of new. Never happened to me before. A new situation. So it's everything. Every time it's something new that happened in real estate. So the variety. So you have certainty. The process is always kind of more or less the same, but you also have uncertainty. This is what I love about the business. They give you the business give you freedom to work your own hours and time, and this is something that a new agent they have a misconception about this. They have a misconception about this because they think, okay, I work when I want. Yeah, but if you work 2 hours a week, you got 2 hours a week. It's
right.
not like
if you go to the gym once a week and do 3 push-ups, chances are you're not going to change your body.
Correct, exactly. If I go running, 20 minutes, I can expect to run the marathon.
The marathon.
In 2.5 hours. So that's the thing. You have to put out the workout. And what I did, because I love the business, I really, I don't feel like working like 7 hours a week. 80 hours a week is fine for me. It's okay. I can, right now I slow down a little bit, but I still put the hours out there, and I don't feel it because I don't feel like a job so far. When something changed, maybe it's a time for me to give up, and let the new people come into the business. Something that I don't like in the business is, maybe sometimes you have a situation when with customer, client, or even agent, because here in Miami is very particular market. All the other agents I told with agents that come from other parts of the country, they recognize that here in Miami the relations between the agents is different. The courtesy, the etiquette, the way to work, and this can be sometimes stressful. But
would that mean, Teo, that on the other side, for instance, they may not have not understand that it's a cooperative relationship between a buyer's and a seller's broker, and perhaps they're withholding or a lack of integrity or dishonesty or trying to manipulate the situation? Is that what you're talking about when
that is correct? Yeah, lack of cooperation. I don't want to say dishonesty. I don't want to accuse nobody, but
right.
I have a situation when I have an offer present and never reply to me, and the offer is standing there for 1 month, and I don't know what happened. I don't even know if the seller received the offer, and you feel that you don't have any remedy. You don't know what to do. Even though I follow the procedure, to ask them. I send the form to acknowledge that I present the offer. They just don't reply. And
so that's a part of the business that's really unpleasant, is when you are representing a buyer who really wants a property, and the other side, there's a lack of communication. Even if the communication is no, here's the reason, or whatever, at least communicate to me so that I can communicate to my buyer, this is what's going on, because it puts you in a terrible position.
Correct. This is what I try to explain this. I receive complaints from my agent all the time. They call me, hey, I presented an offer 4 days ago. I don't have an answer. I know. Keep going. Keep trying. Escalate. Call the manager. Call the broker. In case, let me know. And I call the broker. But it's like that. And also, I tell my agent, I do myself. I let the buyer know, hey, this is the situation. I reach out to them. I do this. I do that. I escalate. I call the broker, the manager, etc. No reply. I don't know what to do. It's not me. I present your offer. Rest assured, I can put it in writing if you want. I present it. I don't have any answer. So, and then they decide what they want to do. If maybe they contact the agent by themselves, or maybe they say, you know what, forget about it. Let's go, search another property and put an offer on another property.
Now, in that situation in New York, we used to have the managing broker reach out to the managing broker on the other side. Is that the same way? If it's, in other words, if the two agents are side on side, do you reach out to the managing broker?
Yes, I did. Like for this situation that I have now, this offer is out there. I present November 11. I reach out to the broker, and I'm still waiting to hear from him. Never called back. Never reach out to me. Nothing. I can tell you 3 million stories. Okay, I reach a point that I understand it's business. I used to be a police officer in Italy. I worked on the force 8 years, but I'm not the realtor's police here. So
right.
If this is a situation, I have to adjust. I have a situation like years ago when I sent the documentation for an arbitration to the association. I try first to reach out to the broker. Nothing. I reached out to the association. The matter was solved after almost 2 years.
Wow. And
I was able to talk with the broker. Finally, the broker reached out to me just the day before the arbitration to solve the problem. And I was upset. Say, listen, I was trying to talk with you, for many months. You reach me this time. This unfortunately is the situation. So what I learned to do, I learned to let it go. I don't care. It's fine. I tell my agents, focus on the positive. This is the business that we decide to work with, and you have a lot of great things. We have these things, and just let it go.
So now let me ask you this: what? Switching gears a little bit to sort of workflow, automation, technology. What I'm seeing on my end, Teo, is it's really speeding up, right? In other words, listen, Zillow, like those changes were a little bit slower. The changes now are happening so quickly. How do you manage the inflow of new technology that's being thrown at you all the time? Like, what is your process for understanding whether or not it's actually going to help?
That's a great question. Great question. I try to check the new tools and system that association provide us, or maybe other something that I see email advertising. I try to check. You can keep up the pace with all these new things. I'm proud to say that I was one of the first ones to use one of the system for escrow here in Miami. I know that many other companies that still don't use it. I believe it's great. One of the first ones to have a training for another platform for contract and forms, etc. And honestly, I prefer another platform. But I was one of the first to have that kind of training. So I try to keep up with the technology. For sure, technology will surpass me. It's because it's also, I'm 59 years old, so time and it's come with age. It's I know that I'm faster with technology. I'm more knowledgeable with technology compared to a 70 years old agent or broker, or 80 years old broker. And I knew that the new generation, 30 years old, are more knowledgeable about technology than me. It's come with because they born with that, all these things. So what I can try to do is just to keep up with the pace. Try to have some training. Also, I ask my office to to do training, my manager to inform you, about new things that come up on the horizon, the new system, platform, etc. But there are so many things, like you say, that we cannot keep up the pace.
So this is what I'm finding interesting, Teo. There was a study recently where they took every job in the United States, right? And as you know, jobs are just a series of tasks, right? You do the same thing over and over again. And they were able to identify which percentage of that job tasks could AI do today. And so, some jobs it was, hey, it could do 80%. Some jobs it could only do 10%. But the reality is, with the current state of AI, it absolutely needs a human in the loop. It absolutely needs someone to look at it and perfect it. And I'm just thinking out loud here. Go ahead.
No, it's completely right. I believe that the real estate profession will stay with us with a long time. I don't know if it's going to disappear, but it stay with us with us a long time because they need human interaction.
Yes.
And this is another misconception that new agents have. I got the license, I joined the company, I'm done. No, you have to go out there and get the client, get the business. Okay, I'm doing social media, I have this platform, I'm out there, look at the property, etc. People come to me. No, because there are 1,000 agents out there. They don't go to you. Mm-hmm. Okay, why they have to go to you? Why they have to go to you for to see a property, to ask, you have to reach out to them. Okay, there's all the social media. What I see, all these things is like what's it called? A display. Okay, you are on display. It's there, property, your name, etc. All right. Now you have to reach out to them. To the audience. Okay, do something. Sorry, you have to do something real. You have to personalize your approach. This is why I'm telling my agent, cold call is still, the bone of the business, I believe. Cold calling people, or call your sphere of influence, that is the first things you want to do in order to start the business. People that buy or sell, come from your family, friends, sphere of influence, and then eventually you engross your database, and then you got referral, and somebody reach out to you, and you sell more property, and a neighbor reach out to you, etc. So AI cannot do anything. Everything.
No, and also I think the main thing is, listen, businesses always find someone with a problem and solve it, right? I mean, at the end of the day, that's always going to be what business is about. Somebody has and so for me, it's always been, when I was training my agents, is become an expert in something, right? Find it, whether it's an area, whether you find policeman apartments, whether you specialize in high-end condos, whether you specialize in a neighborhood, whether you specialize in people moving to Florida for the first time and retiring, whatever it is, do a narrow and deep dive into a specific area so that you then have information that they need. Because, and my broker told me this way in the beginning, it was great. He said, Gus, if you want the deal more than they want the deal, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They have to want it, and I have to overcome the obstacles to them getting it. But so this is, I want to touch on this for a second. The firms that I'm working with that seem to be really sort of figuring this out are the ones that regularly look at their processes and say, okay, realistically, what are the parts of this business that I'm now doing that could be done better by AI with my help so that I have more time to do the things that I love, which you're talking about? Do you have a process set up like that where you guys sort of do an internal audit on a regular basis where you look at what are we doing and what could we do better?
No, but I was planning to have a meeting with the office and my manager, about this and see what we can delegate more to AI. I have a person that I believe, of course, he will use using AI and all this other platform for video, social media, posts, etc. I personally use AI for small things, like broker remarks, and virtual staging for a picture, to showcase the property, etc. But I want to, do this of, to start the next year, to see how we can implement more of the AI on some of the process. Maybe, to attract more agents to join the company and see what we can do better. I always, have this kind of meeting. I want to say every maybe 4 6 months to adjust what we are doing, see what is working, what is not working, give it up some things, maybe do more on one thing that is working. So I always try to do better, not only for the agent, also for the company, in order to provide more tool for them, and more customer service for the buyers and sellers.
So I'm going to pivot now, Teo. We're going to have some fun. I'm going to put you on the spot. I want to talk about Miami.
Okay.
What is the best Italian restaurant in Miami?
Best Italian restaurant in Miami. There's so many.
Don't make anybody angry now. They might watch this. You know what I mean?
No, you know what? One of the things that I read on social media, because everybody were asking me, hey, what is the good Italian restaurant? Everybody, clients, when I go out, to show property, etc. So I say, why don't I do a series, when I go try the restaurant, and I suggest the restaurant, and I did this. Maybe you find on my social media still, suggestion, picture and video when I talk about, a great place for Argentinian steakhouse or pasta, even in, not in Miami, like in the Ray, etc., pizza. But there's so many Italian restaurants. Tonight we are going to celebrate the holidays. We have the company holiday party, and we are going to a great Italian restaurant in Allendale. It's called Gioia Italy. They have a good food, good pizza as well. And this is one of my favorite place. Then we have Petralunga in Norway Village. There's a new Italian restaurant they opened 2 months ago in Doral. It's called Altamura. It's very good. Yeah, and many other restaurants in Coral Gables, Tullio, and many other restaurants.
So you got some good ones. What's your favorite neighborhood in Southern Florida?
Every and each neighbor have their own flavor. I live in Miami Beach, North Beach. I like the area grow a lot, during the past years. I like Brickell. Coral Gables is nice. Bal Harbor, they're all Midtown Miami, Edgewater, all these this area, the really, in general, Miami, really explode, and there's a lot of development, new building, new things to do. We have a tennis tournament, we have a Formula One, we have a Art Basel, boat show, we have all kind of food wine festival. We have all kind of events, especially during the season between January and March. There's a lot of things to do here in every area in Miami.
And what would you say when people move to Miami for the first time? What is the biggest pleasant surprise? Like they go, wow, I didn't realize A. And what is the most unpleasant surprise?
Okay, more the weather, landscaping, the ocean, they like it. They see it on the picture, etc. But they really like it when they are here. You feel like you are in the Caribbean. Unpleasant surprise: the traffic. If you don't know, if you don't know the traffic flow, you can get stuck 2 hours in the traffic. When you're going on one place, you have to go with the flow. More or less. When you actually,
I drove a moped. A Vespa in Rome, and I got caught in one of those circles. The cops wouldn't let me off it. I thought I would still be there, so it can't be as bad as Rome.
Yeah, Rome is also bad. Yeah.
And okay, the market right now, buy or sell? What's happening in Miami with the real estate market currently? Or I'll say this, going into Q1 2026, where do you see the market going? Where's the strengths, weaknesses? What's happening?
Okay, if you ask me the question like a few months ago, let's say in July, August, I would say that the trend is going down. After the pandemic, we have an explosion in the price, like they almost double. A lot of sales, small inventory, and the price really skyrocketed in all Miami area. After that, 2023, the inventory was reached high level. I believe now we are at 18 months inventory, and after 2023, 2024, last year was very slow. So the trend was kind of going down, declining a little bit, not a crash. I don't see a crash. I never saw a crash like some other expert were suggesting last year. Let's say in the last couple of months, starting maybe September, October, I saw some sign of activity. It doesn't mean that the price will start to grow again, but some kind of activity, meaning more buyers now interested in buy. That can be because of a few things. One is because some seller they decide they saw the slow last year, the slow market, etc. They have to sell, so they start to come down with the price. They understand now that the market does not dictate no longer that kind of price, so they go down a little bit on the price. Also, the fact that the rates went down yesterday, another point. So this also helped. Let's say I don't see for next year, I don't see price skyrocketing. I see maybe stabilize. The market will stabilize, and the more for sure more activity than last year so far. Then I don't know if something changed. This for the regular market. The ultra wealthy market, luxury market, they always perform good. They still perform good. They were performing good in the last last year and the last years. But I'm talking about like 10 million up. The big property.
Got it. And let me ask you this. Elite Ocean View Realty. If you were speaking to a new or even experienced agent, what would be the advantage of coming to work for Teo?
Great question. I try, when of course when I start, this is my modus operandi. What I do. I start to do things and then I adjust. In order to put something great together. And I believe I have a nice blend of all the best things in my company. So I give like I try to give the agent the best tools to work. I help them with the marketing, with to promote their listing. I have a training for the new agents, but also for the old agents, even experienced agents, if they have any question, because something always arises, during the process. And I have, experienced agents. They also have some problem, issue, etc. during the transaction. So I always there for them. My manager also is there. The office we are available to solve any problem they have, and we provide the training, as I told you, basically almost every day. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, end of the month, we have the training for a live training at the office. Every Friday, we have a broker presentation for new project. We just saw a new project last Friday. Very nice, very nice project here in Miami, in Allendale. So this also to present what's up there for their client. So the new agent can be assured that they can find the support that they need to start to work in the business. Also, one thing that I do for the new agent, also available for the experienced agent if they want to make some money, I provide rental leads every day, Monday through Saturday, to the new agents and to all the agents. We have a separate chat for that. why is that is important for the new agent? Because I provide these leads. These are real people looking for real property to rent. And if you are motivated, you want to make money, you can start to work, with the real people looking they want to look at property for rent. So it's not just theory, it's something real. Now, if you tell me, hey, I'm new, I don't know what to do, okay, come to the training Monday, I explain you the process, and then start to make the phone call, get the appointment with the tenant, and then show the property. I don't know how to show it. Next step, reach out to me. We have a training Tuesday. Okay, also you have the appointment. You got we teach you how to book the appointment, show the property, etc. Little by little, you take all the things put together, and you start to have a process, and you start to make money in real estate with the rental. And then little by little you escalate. You can work the buyer leads, and then eventually the seller.
Sounds fantastic. Teo, this has been a great conversation. I love talking to you. I can tell you love real estate, you love people, you've had like an interesting journey. So how do people get in touch with you, and how do they get in touch with your office and your agents if they want to buy and or rent in Southern Florida? Sure.
I have. They can find me on if they Google my name. They find all of my information. The company website, Elite Ocean View Realty.com. My personal website, teopalmieri.com. And they can find me out there, also in social media. They can see my video, training video, video for that I do for when I present new properties, etc. So pretty easy. Just Google my name, you find all my information. Also my direct line. They can call me every time my phone. I'm one of the few that answer the phone. So.
You still, well, that's because it's our age. We answer the phone now. Are they going to be running into you climbing any mountains anytime soon?
Anytime soon. Not for the next year, maybe in a couple of years.
Okay, good. Well, Teo, again, thanks. And we want to welcome everyone again to Real Estate Rewired with Gus Waite, AI with a Heart. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. And if you're interested in being on the show, just reach out to me, make a comment below. And Teo, thanks again for joining us.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody. Have a good day. Happy holidays.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
If you've got value from today's episode, hit subscribe, leave a comment. I'd love to know what you're thinking. If you're ready to turn what you love into your superpower and take what you hate off your plate, schedule your free AI discovery call. The link is in the description and pinned comment. I'm Gus Waite. Until next time.